young when I went out on the highway. Just didn't think that you ever wanted me to stay. It'd been a hard year from what I remember. I just remember thinking that I had to be going. So I went into my country, I wasn't sure what I would find. Thinking about it now, I think it was my pride. I've been up and I've been down. I've spent some time on the ground. Believe me, Lord, I know I've spent my best days drifting around. I'm 31 years now, I still don't have a family. Been around the world, it doesn't mean a thing. Painting pictures on the Rhine for change every day. Riding through the Spanish hills, trying to earn my spurs. I spent some time on the bayou line, it was hard living there. Hard of folks breaking rocks, trying to earn their share. I've been up and I've been down. I've spent some nights on the ground. Believe me, Lord, I know I've spent my best days drifting around. In my hand is a letter that I've never sent, and I know I never will. I wish you were here with me somehow, but I know it's too late for that now. In the morning, I'm coming in from the Grand Bank. I've been fishing there for some time now. I've tried to do the things that my father had done, but I've never seen it last very long. I've been up and I've been down. I've spent some nights on the ground. Believe me, Lord, I know I've spent the best days drifting around. Believe me, Lord, I know I've spent my best days drifting around. Thank you. Hey, who's excited to hear Skylar and Merrick tonight? Those guys were super cool to have me last night in Boston. That was so much fun. Tell me, how have you been? Tell me, how have you been? How have you been, my tall, handsome boy? I heard you went to Nashville when you were 22. Went down there with some friends that you knew. Every Friday night, crawling through the bar with big time dreams of being Broadway stars. Then you went on down to Huntsville when you were 24. Went down there for something more. Found yourself a place that you could afford, and you hung your last name on that front door. Tell me about the places that you've been. Tell me about the things that you sing. Tell me all about that girl from New Orleans. It would mean the world to me. I know there were things I should have known how to say, but I just couldn't find the right way. Morgan. You can find me on Instagram. I think, unfortunately, I might be at the point in my life, it might be cooler if you found me on LinkedIn. But, you know, find me wherever you'd like. This song of mine is called 2 Cent Time. I didn't know you way back when. If I knew you, you would have known me then. I saw you dancing at the end of the bar. I knew right then I wanted you in my arms. But that was then. This is now. I guess it never mattered anyhow. 'Cause I'm going, I'm going, I'm going, I'm gone. I'm going, I'm going, I'm going, I'm gone. Leaving town in the pouring rain. I swear I'm never coming here again. Times got tough and I wasn't enough. I guess I wasn't cut out for hard luck. I lost my home, yeah, I lost my wife. All I've got now is a 2 cent dime. And I'm going, I'm going, I'm going, I'm gone. I'm going, I'm going, I'm going, I'm gone. I left the house that morning. I went up the hill. I couldn't quit walking 'cause I couldn't sit still. I found myself a nice spot up in rain, but I wouldn't last there more than a couple of days. I'm going, I'm going, I'm going, I'm gone. I'm going, I'm going, I'm going, I'm gone. I thought that I was a tougher man. Now I'm leaving this town without a gun in my hand. I needed some money, I needed a friend. I guess it wouldn't have mattered too much in the end. I'm going, I'm going, I'm going, I'm gone. 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 You know, the funny thing is, I showed that song to my wife. She's like, "What's going on?" I was like, "Well, what happens when you lose your home? You know, you lose your wife." She goes, "What about all you have left is your beautiful wife?" That's a great idea, Emily. We're gonna get that in the next song. With that being said, I was super grateful to my wife for allowing me to be here tonight. You know, you get to a point, it's really special to play these spaces, but eventually you got a lot of things to balance. Had a lot to balance lately, so it makes it extra special to be here. Tom walked out into the great unknown. He sees a turtle try to cross the road. You'd always say at the cross you were mine, but I could never figure out why. Till I was on my own. It was a parable I should have known. Heading for the California coast, thicker than thieves and tired of most. Romantic tales of travel in the West. Tall men and turtles stood to give it their best. Long faces making the trek back east. City south of trouble, forced to say a little east, get along now. So I watched that turtle get put to its side and got back up and took it in stride. Some of us could live for dead, leaving very little left to be said. Some things will never be fair. That doesn't mean you can get by without a care. Keep moving on, boys. Trying to make it down this dusty highway, feeling shelter slipping away. It's a path taken by far too many to go from nothing new in a big hurry. Don't even know what lays ahead. It's hard to think without a roof overhead. It only took us a couple of days. And she turned to me to say, she said she'd had fun, but she was sure we were done. I guess I'll be moving on and sleep like thieves under sycamore trees. That's what I'll remember the best. Holding her tight on the cold winter nights. It's so hard to let it go. And don't you know, I think about you all of the time. I just can't seem to get off my mind. But feeling to use the best that I'll ever do. And I know it was worth all the heartache too. Well, there's a hard wind blowing here in El Paso, and I'm staring out at Juarez tonight, and there's not a sign of an angel in sight. I guess I'll be moving on. So I followed that tumbleweed to the old Copper Queen, and I ain't seen the sunshine since. Spending my days covered in clay. It's harder than I thought it would be. And don't you know, I think about you all of the time. I just can't seem to get off of my mind. But feeling is the best that I'll ever do. do a few more songs. This is a newer song of mine. It's called Hellfire Hills. I was reading a book about this kid in Missouri during the Civil War. It's fictional, but I came up with it. Kind of, right? Maybe someone wrote that book. Maybe I stole it. John Gamble was a fiddling man, born in the land of Missouri. John's mama looked him in the eyes and said, "Son, don't you let them see you cry." Snow was falling fast to the ground, there was no help for miles around. Jack and his boys were running for town, straight to hell those boys were bound. Times were tough, the frost was in the air, if they were going to hell, they didn't care. Katie barred the door, the music's getting loud, everybody knows something's going down tonight. Going down, going down. Something's going down in the Hellfire Hills tonight. Going down, going down. Something's going down in the Hellfire Hills tonight. Jack came up and knocked on the door. John and his mama were against the floor. Jack, he yelled and come to collect. He wore a man's ear around his neck. Jackie lit a torch, he threw it through the glass. The Gamble home went down so fast. John and his mama walked down the track. She said, "Wipe those tears, son, and don't look back." John begged, "Let's turn around." She said, "There's no turning back now." On they went, no turning back, against the snow and the thunder crack. Going down, going down. Something's going down in the Hellfire Hills tonight. Going down, going down. Something's going down in the Hellfire Hills tonight. That's how he came up for better or worse. Tired of playing by the rules of the game, he took to making his own mark. Playing that fiddle, thieving a little, living on life on the run. Going down, going down. Something's going down in the Hellfire Hills tonight. Sometime in the fall, the last we spoke, I hardly remember, but sometimes I swear you call. I don't know what I was thinking. I'm sure I must have been drinking. In those days, that's all I seem to do. When I found myself thinking of you. All right, everybody, who's excited? And I was telling Merrick, I haven't been to too many pop things. I wasn't sure what to expect, and I really gained a ton of appreciation watching Merrick last night. I'm super grateful, Skylar, to you for doing this, because I think we have 3 artists, all kind of unique in their own right, but we're all kind of here in community supporting each other, so that's really great. Thank you. I'm going to play a cover. It's a song that's very important to me. I've lived in a lot of places. I've been very lucky, but a lot of that time I was in the military. I got no complaints about that, but I listen to this Bob Dylan song all the time, and it really makes me put things in perspective. I think some of the things Bob Dylan was writing about in the 60s is just amazing how much it still matters today. It's a song not enough people have heard, I don't think. I will not go down under the ground just because somebody tells me that death's coming around. I will not carry myself down to die. When I go to my grave, my head will be high. Let me die in my footsteps before I go down under the ground. There's been rumors of wars that have been. The meaning of life has been lost in the wind. And people have been thinking, with the end so close by, instead of learning to live, they've been learning to die. Let me die in my footsteps before I go down under the ground. Not all that smart, but I think that I can see when somebody's pulling the wool over me. Well, if this war comes and there's death all around, let me die on this land, Lord, before I die on the ground. Let me die in my footsteps before I go down. Always been people that have tried to cause fear. They have been talking about war now for so many years. Well, I've read all their statements and I've not said a word. Well, now, dear Lord God, let my poor voice be heard. Let me die in my footsteps before I go down under. I always get a kick out of this next part, especially when I play while I'm still in the army. Well, if I had the rubies, the riches and the pearls, I would buy this whole world and I would change things around. I'd put all the guns and the tanks in the sea, for they are mistakes of the past history. Let me die in my footsteps before I go down under the ground. Let me drink from the water where the mountain streams run. Let the smell of wildflowers flow right through my blood. Let me waterfalls run. Nevada, New Mexico, Arizona, Idaho, let every state in this union flow right through your soul. There's no doubt in your